Over the years, it's troubled me when I meet with couples who are thinking about getting married, and at some point during the premarital counseling, one of them will share that in the past they had a problem with alcoholism or drug abuse. And right away they'll say, "It's okay, I'll never do it again. I love my fiancé and I'll never use alcohol or drugs again." Well, as kindly as I can, I'm forced to tell them that however good their intentions may be, they do not have the power or the ability to keep that promise. For instance, if you're familiar with the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous or other recovery groups, what are the first 2 steps? Step 1 is to admit that you're powerless over alcohol or whatever it is that's your addiction, and that it's ruining your life. And then step 2 is to acknowledge that it's going to take a power greater than yourself to get rid of that problem. Simply put, that is the same basic point that Paul is making here in Romans. Sin, in whatever form it takes, is not a problem that we can deal with all by ourselves. No, sin is a problem that we can only ultimately be rescued from by God. As we celebrate Independence Day on this holiday weekend, that's something that we should keep in mind as a nation as well. We see the problems, the sins that afflict our society. Problems like drugs, crime, abuse. But our usual approach in dealing with those problems is to pass laws. But after passing laws from 1776 right up to this present day, have those laws gotten rid of all the problems and sins that afflict our society? I don't think so. Like the Apostle Paul tells us, laws and commandments are able to tell us what is the wrong thing to do. But laws and commandments do not give us the ability to do what's right. No, laws alone can't free us from the problems and sins that are there in our society. That laws and commandments alone cannot make us into the nation that we ought to be. Only God is able to do that. Although it's not something we like to think about, sin is a problem in our lives. It's a problem in all of our lives. And it's a problem that, try as we might, we can't free ourselves from that problem. That is the bad news. But the good news is that sin does not have to have the final word. No, the good news is that as we turn to Jesus, as Jesus reaches out to us, he is able to rescue us and deliver us from the grip of sin. And for that great gift, we give thanks to God. Let us pray. O Lord our God, you are always more ready to bestow your good gifts upon us than we are to seek them. You are more willing to give than we desire or deserve. Help us to seek you above all things, so that we